Good morning. Have you got your cup of coffee or your hot tea, whatever it is you drink, and are you ready to start the day? You know, I enjoy starting my day, I don't know if you'd say kind of slowly. I guess it's not slowly. A lot of times I'll jump on the treadmill first thing in the day, but immediately following, after I've got my blood pumping and I'm awake enough to understand what I'm thinking and how I'm feeling for the day, I sit down and slow down and I lay out the scriptures before myself, and sometimes I'll journal, other times I'll write. And I am focusing on truths that need to saturate my mindset for the day. You see, I've learned over almost 45 years of being a believer in Jesus Christ that I do not have what it takes in and of myself, in my own resources, to live a successful day. I can't think right unless I first fill my mind with truth about what is right concerning God, concerning me, concerning the world that I live in and my role in it. And so that's why I start my day slowly. And I've created these morning mindset editions to help you do the same thing. Maybe you're not very practiced at that, or you feel like you don't have much time because of all the demands that are on you. Well, that's something we could talk about another time, because I feel like if you don't have time to spend significant time with the Lord in the morning, you're too busy. You've got too many things on your plate. You've got to make some hard decisions there. But the reality is many of us are rushed, and especially on certain days, you know, things come up that you didn't expect and you couldn't have planned for, and you've got to rush forward into your day without taking a larger amount of time. And I understand that, and that's why these morning mindsets are here, is to help you have a 5-minute opportunity to just sit, listen, maybe it's on your commute, maybe it's while you're on the treadmill, to ponder the things that God says are true of you. And that's what today's episode is for. And I'm about halfway through with it, so I better get going. We're looking at Colossians chapter 3. And Paul is telling us, because of who we are, what our life is to look like. And the next thing he says in verse 13 is that we are to bear with one another. And he's talking about among believers. We're to bear with other believers. And if anyone has a complaint against another, forgive as the Lord has forgiven you. That's how you're to forgive. And so Paul's talking about the relationships we have with other believers. Maybe it's your spouse, or someone in your church family, or someone in your neighborhood or workplace who is a believer in Christ. We're to bear with one another. Now, why would he say that? Well, it's because people who are people of faith in Christ tend to have high expectations of one another. And we should hold each other accountable, and we should expect that the Spirit of God that lives in us is going to produce good fruit. But we also need to bear with each other in the sense that we understand we're all on this journey of growth. And just like we struggle with our particular bent, and we fight to have the right mindset, and we want to live in the truth, but we struggle with it at times, the same thing is true of our brothers and sisters in Christ. And so as one who is a new creation, it's our responsibility to bear with one another in love, to care about them enough to not insist they be perfect right now when we ourselves are not perfect right now. You see the hypocrisy in that? You see, being a new creation in Christ gives us the humility to recognize this is God's plan, and He's working out in our lives and in the lives of our brothers and sisters in the family according to His timetable. And so the way I've come to look at it is, if God is willing to be patient with this person that I'm bothered by perhaps, then I need to be patient with this person. If God can tolerate what's going on in their lives, being the holy creator of the universe, surely I can. It's not as bothersome to me as it is to Him, I'm sure. But out of love and compassion, He bears with them. And that's our mindset for today. Look around you. Who are the people in the family of God that you need to bear with, and bless them in doing so? I'll talk to you tomorrow on the Morning Mindset Edition.